Welcome to English Central's EduGeek webinar series. This is webinar number 7, Dealing with Difficulties.
Okay, so hi there everybody. While we wait for everyone who's registered to log on, let's do a little bit of a warmer. I'd like you to take these letters and make as many words as you can from them. When you do, put them into the question box and see if you can make a word using all of the letters, and I'll use those in a little bit. So whatever words you come up with, you can put them in the question box. I'll give you a minute. So although most of you, actually all of you can't see what everybody else is writing, I ensure that other people are writing stuff.
I can see toe.
Good for you.
And toes.
Well done. There's an S on there.
Car.
How about toes it?
Toes it.
That's a word. Hey, you want to play Scrabble with me?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep going, people. I see lots of words. Still nobody quite getting all of the letters used in
How
one word.
many letters are there? 2, 4, 6, 8. 10 letters. Whoa, who can do a 10-letter word?
Not me.
Ha ha ha, someone put tassels. Good try.
That must be an EduGeek.
Smelt?
Wow.
I love
fish?
smelting.
I thought they were kind of fish.
There's that too, but I think it's a verb.
Oh,
I smelled
smell.
you.
Thanks, Nicole.
Just these things decide, you know, they're like cats. You know, yes now, no later. Yes again.
Anyway, okay, so if you didn't hear me before, you were trying to make words, and I think you got that part. I did separate them into different categories, and like I said, nobody had figured out what the largest word was, which was using all of those letters. And my hint was right here, which is about the rabbit. And Tanya, did you have...
I said lateness.
Lateness? Well, almost, but not quite.
Okay, show us.
It is latecomers.
Yeah.
So, what this activity accomplished was actually 3 things. It brought in vocabulary that students, or you guys, already know and could be used to have students who didn't come up with certain words to explain it to their partners, or use it in a sentence and so on. It hopefully engages students in the first few minutes of the class as trying to figure out what today's lesson would be about. And hopefully you realize that it is about latecomers. And it allowed for students who may arrive late, or attendees who have arrived late in this case, to not miss anything important really in the lesson. But it also keeps the students who arrived on time feeling like they didn't waste any time, like they actually got something to begin with. So this jumbled word that I used here, latecomers, should be the topic of the lesson, and one which can be found in the lesson you're using. If students were unable to figure it out, at the end of the activity you could use an image as a hint like I did, or point students to the unit in the book you'll be studying and see if they can find the word in that unit. This is one of the activities that Luke and Lindsay use in the book that we're going to talk about today, and that is dealing with difficulties. So I'm going to show you some of the activities from this book. We don't have all the time in the world, unfortunately, so I can't show you everything. So I've picked out ones that I think are the most common problems for teachers here, and hopefully I'm right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to launch a little poll, and everybody who is attending here, I want you to click on the answers or the choices that are relevant to you and your classes. So what difficulties do you face in your classrooms right now? You can choose one, you can choose all of them, whichever ones you are facing right now. Okay, so everybody should see the poll open now. So click on the ones that are the most important to you or you're facing right now. And like I said, you can click on all of them or none. If you have no problems, then I don't.
I have no difficulties.
No.
I'm lying.
That's what you think.
I only have one problem, which is that I delude myself constantly.
All right, so it looks like everybody's voted now. So I'm going to close the poll and show you the results.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, interesting.
Right, so
83%.
83% have mixed level classes.
Yeah.
I think that is a telltale sign of truth right there. Homework, and what I meant really by homework is that either you have problems getting your students to do the homework, or you don't know how to use homework in your classes. You think the homework's boring. Not too many with large class sizes. In fact, almost the same as discipline problems. That
Interesting.
surprised me a little bit. But I think it depends on what you think is a large level class. I mean, in the book, Luke and Lindsay suggest that, you know, some students or some teachers may think a large class is like 15.
Yeah.
Right? And that might just be the size of the classroom that you have available.
I was just going to say that. 15 in a closet. That's a large class.
I mean, when I taught, if I had more than 15 or so, yeah, I would have qualified that as a large class. But they said that many of these activities actually can work with classes up to 50, which I can't even believe. I mean, I couldn't imagine having that number of students. Crazy. Anyway, I was pretty right. So I've chosen activities that are about certain problems. So let's take a look. First, here's what's in the book, right? The book is divided into the following units that deal with different problems in your class that you might not get from any other resource. The first unit is large classes and classroom management. So these are the little subheadings there, and I think most of them are pretty clear, but if you don't understand what one of the subheadings is, why don't you tell me in the question box and I'll try to explain it a little bit for you.
Anybody asked about finishing right, Tyson?
Actually, no.
Okay, never mind then.
But I know you did.
Yes.
So I will enlighten you.
Thank you.
Finishing right are activities that are trying to handle if, you know, when you are teaching a class and you're doing an activity and then time's up, right, at the very end and you only get through half of your activity, right? The suggestions in that section of the book are how to deal with that type of situation, right? How to finish up your class.
Okay.
What I'm going to be doing activities from is the bold, right, engaging students with the material, which actually was, the first activity was taken from that section. And many of those in that section actually could be used for handling latecomers as well. And then the next one I'm going to show is moving students around. And one of the ideas from that section is that students often sort of click and they sit together with their partners, or they sit together with people from their own mother tongue. I guess that's not quite right, but anyway. And how do we get them to move around and so on, right?